answer is, it wasn't long ago that we were just learning to hold the club with good posture and good grip. And then we started to develop power through shoulder turn, building up the Y shape of the club and the arms, quarter, half, three-quarter and full, incrementally learning the skill. And as we build the power correctly, power and accuracy are going to work together for you. So, I've set myself up a fairway here. Simon is focusing the camera through the ball, through my umbrella, out to the black and white post in the far distance. That's the middle of the fairway. I've got an out of bounds hedge down the left, and we'll take the red and white flag in the far distance as the right hand side of the fairway. So I want to be able to hit the shot powerfully, hopefully with draw spin, but I don't want to go out of bounds. So let's go through the driver principles. When I offer the club behind the ball, it's not enough to aim the face, I have to aim the shaft. So I'm looking down, and you can see that the shaft is a dead right angle to target line. If I let this club fall, you can see this is a dead right angle, okay? So, the club sits on its bottom, I've got the shaft at a dead right angle, I create my grip and my posture and I plant my feet. Now, I'm going to freeze frame for you, I'm going to coil before I hit the shot and stop. So here we go, left shoulder under the throat. That's my power base. Now I can release the shot. Okay. Now Simon will tell you the ball went down the right hand edge of the fairway, about 250. It did fade a little bit, so I'll get some more draw spin in a minute. Okay. Now when we're learning the swing, we built it up incrementally. And the beauty of using Explanar is the incremental building of the swing becomes fluid. I personally never teach or use intermediate positions within the swing. Why? Well, with 13 clubs, that's 13 intermediate positions. It's too complex. You're thinking about the club, you're not thinking about the shot. What I can tell you is that if you set up superbly with the driver shaft at right angle, ball left heel, the 9-inch journey of the shoulder to the throat is going to be good. Chances are if you go back in pieces, you're going to break it up. All you have to do is understand the 9-inch journey of shoulder to the throat. So here we go. I'm going to load the left shoulder to my throat. That's the full creation of my power. There, under the throat. Now I can release the draw. Okay, Simon will put his hand on the Bible and tell you that ball's gone down the right hand side of the fairway and held on with draw spin. And the wind is quite strongly off the left. Now, because I know how to aim the shaft, the out of bounds doesn't really scare me. If your shaft is 3 inches behind the ball, that's like taking the rifle from the middle of the fairway to the out of bounds left. Don't do it. If you get the shaft to right angle, even an inch over the ball will start right. And every time the butt of the club is over the ball address, it becomes almost impossible to pull the shot left. So there's great safety in aiming the shaft. The shaft is a right angle to the sticks on the floor. From that attitude, I can load my left shoulder fully, and now I can release the draw. I'll be honest, I faded that slightly. So, I'll do one without pausing this time. Shaft to right angle, 2 thoughts, load the left shoulder and release the shot. Good. Got the ball left side of the fairway, withdraw across the wind. So, if your grip and posture are really sound, then the shoulder turn becomes a very simple operation. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it's simple. If your setup is good and the left shoulder gets to your throat, you don't have to worry about anything in the swing. It's going to be good. If you do it from poor grip and posture, it means nothing. But if the grip and posture are sound, loading the power will be your most accurate swing. Let me say that again. If you set up well, your most powerful backswing will also be your most accurate swing. That's counterintuitive, but trust me, it happens to be the truth. So in the second section of play and power, we're taking the driver into Explanar. Well, I think you can see that with the longer driver shaft, I need to flatten the Explanar quite a bit. So earlier in these pieces, I was holding the grip at the bottom of the long roller to simulate a 5 or 6 iron swing. Now I've gone to the top of the roller, the swing flattens quite a lot. So here we go. I've actually dropped Explanar down 2 notches. So if I go back to 6 iron, you see how flat. So here I am. I'm going to put a golf ball there to focus on. Top of the grip. I can now check that the swing plane is indeed through my upper sternum. Okay, so as we did earlier, we get the shoulder, arms and roller working. We want slow, wide arc, and the forearms are behaving almost invisibly. So by the time I get to the halfway point, my forearms have already rotated through 45 degrees. It would be a disaster if you'd fully load the forearms. So it's essential for Explanar to work for you that when you turn the shoulders halfway back, there's only half a forearm rotation. 3/4 way back, only 3/4. Only in the full swing would you be fully rotated in the forearm. Now you can release and come through onto the flat surface. So I'm going to load the power onto the plane fin. I'm going to release. There's draw spin. Can you see that? Okay. Hit me a fade. Here we go. We hold across. That's a fade mechanism. I can even stand up a little bit. I wouldn't want to do that with draw. So when I'm hitting neutral draw, I'm loading the shoulder to the throat. 90 shoulder, 90 wrist. The forearms are very quietly rotated. You see, I can give you 3 for the price of 2. There is a wrist cock in golf. There is a forearm rotation and there is a shoulder turn. But with Explanar, you get 3 for the price of 2. If you understand wrist cock and shoulder turn, the forearms are for free. So the thing that gives us accuracy is the benign nature of the forearm rotation. It has to rotate going back and it has to rotate coming through. It's a fact. But if it's volatile, you'll flip the ball all over the place. But if the rotation is smooth and measured, it will be powerful, but it will also be accurate. So when I coil, my forearms load, and when I hit a shot, my forearms release. Make no mistake, my forearms are lively through the swing, but they're not flipping out of plane. My teaching hero, well, one of my general heroes, of course, is Butch Harmon. And Butch Harmon said something very insightful to me a few years ago. He said, Luther, a lot of people think that draw spin is the right hand flipping over the left. He said, it isn't. It's the arms turning on the path they're on. Isn't that a lovely phrase? Draw spin is not the hands flipping over each other. Draw spin is the hands turning on the path they're on. And I think you can see that. You see, you can't really flip the roller with Explanar because there's a hoop in the way. Explanar makes you rotate the forearms on the path they're on. I think you can see that. Okay, so when you're using your driver, you load the power with the left shoulder to the throat, and then you deliver that power in the form of a neutral draw. And by the way, I gave you a special deal, 3 for the price of 2. If you mix your shoulder to your wrists, your forearms are for free.